Well, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. It's Saturday, 8:04 p.m., June 17th, 2023. Exactly 39 years ago to the date, the greatest man to ever walk the earth was born. Can you guess who that is? That's me. That's me. Just letting you know. Yes, today is my birthday. I'm an old man, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I figured I'd go live on my birthday in an effort to do two things. What the fuck is that? Full, to be very full and transparent. It's to make money and to hang out with my second family, which is all you guys. So I figure we're just going to sit around. I'm going to interact with the chat. However, I am going to ask most of you guys, if you're not already, because here's the thing, with monetization on social media, it's a never-ending battle of not getting monetized. Everybody's been talking lately about this new platform, Kick, that's very similar to Twitch, better than Rumble, and more transparent and honest than YouTube and Facebook. I don't know, but I figured I would give it a shot. So we're live on Kick. We actually have been for some time, but we're live on Kick. And what I would like to ask as many of you guys as you can to go over to Kick and, create an account or whatever, and then follow my channel. Because when I get another 60 followers, which is free, it doesn't cost you shit. When I get another 60 followers, then I can apply for monetization, and then we'll see if it does anything good. But the one thing that is kind of cool about Kick, and I got to say they surprised me because I thought Rumble would do this first, is that Kick is now fully integrated, because you could see it now on the chat over here. The K, that's the Kick platform. They integrate already through Restream, which is unbelievable because Rumble has not done it in a very long time. And they haven't been able to integrate. And that's one of the reasons why I personally don't particularly care for Rumble, because the reason I like that is you see that chat that's going over there. I could see the entire chat on my screen. I can't see the Rumble chat, so it's hard for me to interact with the people on Rumble. And so that's where it is. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's what we're doing. So I ask you, if you have an account, just make sure you follow my page. If you do not have an account, you should, because a lot of creators are now going over there. Barb asked if I got a cake for my 39th birthday today. And yes, I did. I did get a cake. And I promised my wife I wasn't going to talk about it. You want to see my cake? I'll show you the cake. I'm just going to say it quietly so I don't get in trouble, because it's kind of funny. But watch, I'll email it to myself, and then what's the easiest way to do this? Maybe I'll just try to show you. Can you see that? You can't really see it. Yeah, that was my cake. I don't know what happened to it, but you know what? Still tasted good. That's what happens when you rush your wife. She's rushing, trying to make dinner, trying to deal with the kids, and also deal with me looking at houses in like Kentucky and Idaho and it's everywhere, just because that's what I do. I finished all my homework today for college, so that's good. So it's been interesting. But yeah, I did get a cake, and it was good. My favorite, chocolate cake, chocolate frosting. So no singing, though. We didn't do any singing. But if you want to support, by the way, we're doing a laptop giveaway. And in addition, I'll also give away a coffee can bundle today as well. If you want to have a chance at a coffee can bundle, go to the link tree in the chat and send a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, $5 or more. You'll automatically get 10 entries into today's laptop giveaway from yesterday. And I've got it all queued up. So we're going to do that at some point when I decide. I've got, I forgot how many entries we have. It's fucking stupid because we have more entries than we've ever had on a giveaway. We're at 2,205 entries so far for the laptop giveaway. And a lot of that's because people bought those ammo cans that we put on sale yesterday, and we gave a bunch of giveaway entries. About half of them are the giveaway entries, or the ammo can entries, which is a lot. But yeah, someone said it's better than Rumble or Twitch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I haven't got the followers that I need. I need people to go over to Kick and follow my page because I could see how many followers I have, and I've only added 3 since I started talking about it. So I implore all of you guys to go over there. And I do think it's a little bit better than Rumble because Rumble is a pain in my ass. But now I've kind of figured out because I could side by side them. So I see Bass God 19 said I'm 10 years younger than you. Well, congratulations. You should be watching on Kick. I'm just saying there's a link for it right there in the chat. See how I did that? But anyway, there's some weird stuff going on politically. Not a whole hell of a lot to talk about. But one of the things that I did think was funny is Marjorie Taylor Greene is commenting again. This time she's calling out Joe Biden for an incorrect tweet. Oh, also, there's some interesting, weird stuff that's coming out. Remember yesterday when we were covering this this trans bullshit, whatever that was going on over here? Remember when they were giving some award to these anti-Christ trans performers or something? I don't really know too much about what it is, but what was interesting about this video was shared as like proof that it's, their boycott was successful. Except then video showed, apparently this was before the game and before they let in the crowd. I don't know whether that's true, but I know that there's a lot of videos going around showing a fully packed stadium. So I'm kind of confused as to what this event was for. And was this before the game so the people weren't even there? And if that is the case, then what the hell does it actually matter? Because, just like I said yesterday, I'm under the firm belief that if we stop talking about this stuff and we stop making it priority for us, because apparently we're making it priority, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. Why am I getting text messages at random? But yeah. So the naked nuns, yeah, I don't know what they are. But again, I don't know. It's the whole thing's just weird. It's kind of hard to make sense of all of this protesting stuff. And I believe there are protests today again, in which, like the protest today in Olympus, Washington, that one makes sense, right? Because they're protesting against dudes that want to be called women that were at a spa, kind of like the spa thing from California a couple of years ago. Is very similar to that, where apparently a dude was walking around naked in a spa for women, and then they changed the rules to take out female to accommodate trans people. And then there's questions about kids being at the spa and dudes walking around with their shits out and all this weird stuff. And it's always the same thing. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why. Well, I guess I do understand it, but I think the majority of the reason why this is so in the news all the time is, one, not just because it's outrageous that this is even happening in America. I think a lot of what it is that they know they can get a rise in this, in someone somewhere decided that this would be a good way to try to villainize conservatives, which I don't think it is. Do you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of the people on the left also have the same feelings as the people on the right about this. If that makes sense. Does that make it? I don't know if that even makes sense. Because I think a lot of the people on the left are also in disagreement about what's going on. Does that, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people on the left don't want trans, ideology being taught in schools, but they can't come out publicly because they label everybody that comes out publicly as, white supremacists and all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Jim White said they're trying to normalize pedophilia, period. I don't agree with that. But then again, I don't think what is going on is legit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do a good job. I started drinking. It's my birthday, whatever. You want to see my beer koozie? I don't know who sent this to me, but someone sent this a long time ago. And I've already told my wife she's going to come out in approximately 16 minutes and grab me another beer. We already planned this. But I don't know if I hear the argument about normalize, or the argument that they're trying to normalize this, but I don't know. I don't know. Rumble's always laggy for me. Someone said on Rumble, it lags. Rumble always lags. Anytime I try to watch a video, it's always lagging. So that's why I figured I'd give Kick a shot. So if you guys want to follow me on Kick, please do, because that also means that I can like chill out on trying to get you guys to support the channel and shit like that. If it in fact works, you know, we're not monetized on Kick yet. We need 56 more people to become followers, which is free. It doesn't cost anything. So, but yeah. Debbie said, Steve, they're trying to normalize it. It's up to the parents to stop it. But where do you draw the line? Do you believe that it should be taught that, do you think it shouldn't be taught that there are gay people in America? Do you like I'm trying to figure out where people like disagree, like what the premise is that they disagree with. Do you believe that gay people shouldn't or that, because it's not gay ideology. So is it just the gender thing that people are upset about? Debbie said, just downloaded it and all I got was girls showing their bodies. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Was that the Aiden Ross? He's a moron, but he's apparently a huge streamer. And I know when I logged into Kick, he was talking, there's 70,000 people watching him. But maybe that was his channel and he was doing something. But I don't know. Captain Blasto said, in other words, the communists don't like bleep unless they're on surgically mangled chick, or itself is surgically mangled for the Marxist cause. I shouldn't read the comments because I don't want to get kicked off any of the platforms. But someone said we need to focus on reading math, technology, and science. Well, I agree. I agree that, you know, because I think in the 21st century, we don't need to go and educate people about sexuality anymore, because the kids know more about sex than adults because they have these stupid fucking little devices called cell phones. So they're up to date on every single thing that happens, you know, and that's the truth, you know, like, I forgot what it was. My son, we had to have a conversation with my son because he didn't get like guy humor and like jokes you don't say in front of women. And he made a joke in front of my wife, his mom, and he got scolded for it. And then I had to stop, because I treated him like if another man said that kind of shit in front of my wife, I would have got pissed, right? If a dude said that shit in front of me, I would have thought it was funny. But because my wife was there, I got mad. Same thing happened with my son. He made a joke that was sexual of nature, right? Some like innocent joke, but it was a sexual joke nonetheless. But he did it in front of my wife. So I was like, you don't ever talk like that in front of a woman, let alone your mom. You never do that. But then I had to express to him that he just can't do it. You know what I mean? And I had to find a way. I had to calm down and find a way to express to him that that kind of humor is not acceptable, you know, when it comes to your mom. You know what I mean? Kind of common sense, but I don't think it took a little bit for him to get it. But someone said, not the gay or trans to me. So I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about that people shouldn't be teaching about, well, see, because here's the thing. Like, I remember, and I don't know if I actually remember this. I think I remember they talked about AIDS during my sex ed class, right? And I know the sex ed class that I took back when I was like 15 was incredibly graphic. It was an old woman putting a condom on a banana. I'm not even joking. That literally was my sex ed class. And we had to go through this awkward period of like 8 different classes with this old woman talking about sex and going over body parts and all that weird stuff. And it was incredibly awkward. However, are they, and I know that they probably, I don't remember it specifically, but I know they probably talked about homosexuality in a bubble, right? as part of the curriculum, because we were in the 90s. That's what they were talking about. It was in the news and all that stuff. However, is there a difference between that and what they're teaching now? I understand the whole gender ideology shit. They shouldn't be teaching that in schools because it doesn't make any sense. You can't pick a gender. We don't have 57 genders in America, as they try to say. Do you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, what else are they trying to teach that people find offense to it? Is it the fact that they're in some of these schools, like the protest that was happening in California, they were opting, or they weren't allowing people to protest, or they weren't allowing parents to opt their kids out? Does that make sense? They weren't allowing, so say they had this enhanced sex ed class that whatever they were talking about, the curriculum hasn't been released. So nobody actually knows what was in the class, at least when it comes to California, from the best of my understanding. But they can anticipate, because the school district passed new curriculum that was LBGT inclusive, they assumed the worst and believed that meant that the programs that they were going to be teaching were not suitable for their children. When they then went to sign their kids out and say, we don't give permission for our kids to be taught this shit, then that's where the controversy came up, because then they're like, no, you don't have a choice. You're not allowed to opt your kids out of these programs. That is wrong. I don't think they should do that at all. I think parents should be able to opt their children out of everything. If I'm taking a class right now that I'm personally struggling with, right? Well, actually, a couple of them, because they have a definite liberal lean to them, right? Because many of you guys know I'm back in college now, and I'm taking a couple of classes that definitely have liberal leans to them. And one of them was where we align politically, and do we align with a value that was being taught in one of the history things. And it was really hard for me to slow down and not go full on conservative, and tear into all the stuff that we're reading about. But then at the same point, I'm thinking about my kids, and I'm like, are they also exposed to the same stuff on the high school level? You know what I mean? Like the psychology. I tweeted out the opening the opening chapter of my psychology book, where it said that we must all understand and respect and feel care and compassion for Black Americans, it said we must all recognize that some of the most caring and compassionate people in America are Black Americans. Something like that. I forgot whatever I tweeted. I tweeted the screenshot out of the textbook, because I was like, that's absolutely insane. Even my wife agreed, even though she said that she understood what they were trying to say, not what they did say, because she said what they did say sounded racist as fuck. But she said she understands the point they were trying to make. They just didn't write it the right way. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If I wrote something that was the opposite, I'd be labeled a racist. Do you know what I mean? And so they're teaching that kind of stuff in school, and it's weird. Glenda said, I'm offended a kid can't wear a shirt that says there are two genders. Don't remember where it was. It was in Massachusetts, and a federal judge just also ruled and said that because some people may find that offensive, that it's hate speech, essentially. A federal judge in Massachusetts just ruled on that. I think it was yesterday. I think we talked about that yesterday, which is insane. It's insane. You know what I mean? It's insane. Someone said, agreed, Steve, my parents had the choice to opt in and out of sex classes for us in the 1960s. Same in the 1980s for you and your son. Yeah, but I guess they can't do that now. You know what I mean? I guess what school districts have realized, if you give parents the chance to opt their kids out of the radical shit that they're trying to teach, the parents are likely going to opt their kids out of the radical shit that they're trying to teach. And then so schools have made the decision that they are just going to remove that ability. And I don't think California is alone in that. I think it happened here in Virginia as well. I think there was a protest the same day there was a protest in Glendale. I believe there was a protest at a town or like a school board meeting where parents were saying the same thing. Why? We don't want you to change the curriculum. We don't want you not to teach that, because that wouldn't be fair to the people that deserve, or not deserve, but the people that do want to get that education for whatever reason. But they want to be able to opt their children out of that type of instruction. And the school district was saying, no, they couldn't do it. You know, Debbie Martin said schools should be teaching reading, math, and science, period. The teachings of sexual preference belong to the parents. Again, I understand, because people have a belief that that is, and I'm inclined to agree with you, Debbie, because I do not feel that sex education is a requirement of schools. I don't think it ever should have been. Personally, I think parents should have to. It's part of like being a parent that you should do it and have those conversations, those awkward conversations with your kids. However, I don't believe that what is going on in schools is to the level of aggression that people are making it out to be, if that makes sense. I think conservatives are the ones that are highlighting the extreme and making it sound like it's everywhere, making it sound like it's far more prevalent than it actually is. And that's a problem, you know, and I think that's a problem. Or at least that's I feel that's the problem, because I see it all the time. I'm not getting notifications on Twitter or anything like that about trans. You know, everybody that I see on Twitter that's sharing stuff about trans this or trans that, they're conservatives. So, and you can tell because you could see an image, right, that has like 2,000 views, and then you'll see it a day later and it's got 30,000 views or 3 million views, because it went viral on the conservative side, which drew attention and hate towards the original poster. And even though it may have been justified, I believe we would be more productive by not highlighting all of the stupid shit that is going on in all the other places. Does that make sense? I think I may have said that a little bit better. Joe said, "Who is this? Is this Steve?" It is. But what I like to say is I'm a rational American. So my views don't necessarily have to align with everybody else. And my views certainly don't align with the Republican narrative that's being put out right now, because I believe in understanding. I don't care how someone else chooses to live. I just feel they should leave our kids alone. And I think they largely are leaving our kids alone. I just think we are making it. Can you imagine here? Just imagine this, right? So imagine if conservatives put the same amount of effort that they talk about this trans shit all the time, if they put the same amount of effort into Chicago violence, or they put the same amount of effort into mass shootings that occur, or if they put the same amount of effort into highlighting the police officers being shot, like the 2 shot in Philly today, 2 Pennsylvania state, not in Philly, in Pennsylvania, the 2 Pennsylvania state troopers that were shot, 1 fatally, the officer who was killed last night here in Virginia. If conservatives highlighted that, because you know the left's not going to do it, if they highlighted that and they spent the same amount of energy, maybe something would get done, right? Because we think stuff is getting done about all the transgender stuff that's going on. Stephen Eskady said, "We don't want it shoved down our throats." But again, I don't believe it's actually being shoved down your throats. I think the people that are shoving it down your throats are the conservatives that keep re-sharing and re-notifying it and trying to get you outraged by something that you probably would never have seen if it wasn't put on the front page, if that makes sense. Because that's what I feel. I mean, think about it. The same image, the same video, the same outrage that you felt once, you're going to see 50 times in a social media feed. Jim White said most of the problems are in Demrum cities. Yeah, if you're talking about violence, that's true. It doesn't mean that we don't have an obligation of Americans of trying to fix that violence. I know a lot of people want to pretend like, oh, it's a Democrat-controlled city, so the fault of every single thing lies with them. And I agree with it to a point. But the fact is the responsibility to repair that damage and to fix, what is going on and the bad shit that's going on in this country doesn't lie just on Democrats. It lies on all of us as Americans, because that's what Americans are. Someone said they are pushing it in TV shows. It's in every show now. I don't watch new shows. So you may be very well, correct. I don't watch new shows. I'm watching Person of Interest now. It's the only show I watch, or Live on Patrol, or On Patrol Live, whatever the fuck they call it now. I've yet to see a transgender dude on Live on Patrol, which leads you to believe, look at all the police interactions they have every single night that they cover live, and you're not seeing it. You know what I mean? If you look up the population, what is there? Like 3,000 people that identify, or 3 million people that identify in America as transgender, or 30 million or something. It's not 30 million. I think it's 3 million. 3 million people. Do you know what the population of America is? Why are we so concerned about 3 million people? That's the thing I don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes it hard for me to try to justify my outrage. You know what I mean? Because again, me personally, I don't care if a dude wears a dress. It doesn't affect me. If it did affect me, I'd possibly care. But it doesn't affect me. It's not, I don't have people like that in my life. I don't see them. I don't interact with them. You know what I mean? So I don't care. So I'm kind of concerned why so many other people care about that type of shit. You know? And that's the truth. I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and a lot of you guys are probably like, what the fuck? But thank you. She brought me a beer, but I'm not done with the other one because I'm talking too much. 9 o'clock, dear. I'll start chugging. You can bring another one if you're awake. Thank you. But yeah, man, it's we live in a crazy world, and I think so many people have to take a step back and pay attention to what's actually happening here in this country, and then make the decision on whether or not we're all being played. Because I firmly believe that's what's happening. I believe we are all being manipulated to have this outrage about what's happening in this country, and we're supposed to feel outraged. It is, and rightfully so. I understand why we're outraged. You know, Rena said, in Oregon, we can't stay quiet. They want to let minders start gender affirming care without the parents' consent. Yeah, there are some laws that are absolutely crazy. And you can make the argument that if you don't stand up now, while it's not as prevalent, then maybe it will become prevalent. Just like Rena said, in Oregon, they're trying to, isn't there one state where they can, you know, a child can run away from their parents. And if they say they are, transitioning, the Child Protective Services is not going to tell the parents that their kid is okay. They're not going to tell the parents that the kid is in custody or anything like that. I believe that I read some sort of legislation there. So you can make the argument saying that if you don't do that, if you don't go out and stand up against it, even though it's a small thing now you have to deal with what's happening in Washington and California and Oregon, where people didn't stand up to it. You know what? Or they weren't vocal enough. So you can make that argument as well. You know what I mean? And so so I suppose in that regard, I do agree with you. You know, Jim White said that's grooming. I do believe that is grooming. If you are supporting someone from doing something like that, then yeah. If you are supporting a youth transitioning, you are grooming by definition. That's what it means. You know what I mean? And 100%. And whether you want to give it, I mean, because here's the thing, it's literally a disorder. It's a mental health disorder. Gender dysphoria is a mental health disorder. People have had it for a long time. People have body dysmorphia, or body dysmorphia disorder and all that stuff. That, and I know that because I'm someone that still thinks I look small. And I work out like a moron and work out 24/7, weigh 300 pounds. I'm big, but I look in the mirror and in my head, I still see the skinny guy that I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I understand that regard. Well, not really, but yeah, I'm trying to you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make a connection to some of these things. And it's hard because I have no urge to wear a dress. So I don't understand that aspect, but I also don't care if someone else does. I know a lot of other people do. To some people in this chat, it is the end all be all if someone is wearing a dress. Charles Howard makes a good statement. He said it's a TikTok illness. I would agree with that preface too. I would agree with that a little bit because I believe TikTok and social media and Instagram, they play a big part in it. Because, while Dylan Mulvaney may not make, he's on Twitter and all that stuff as the dude. Oh, he was in the White House. Like that dude, the dude that wants to be a girl, but he still likes girls, but he feels like he is a girl or something. And it was all for pay, or that's what people believe. He's always on social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that. And there's a lot of people like that flamboyantness that you see a lot of dudes on Twitter, that a couple of years ago wasn't the same way. That stuff wasn't as prevalent. Now, do I think people should have to hide who they are if they feel like they're, gay or whatever? No, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I want people to be happy. That's the truth. Jim said, after lifting weight and changing my body, I look like someone else to me in the mirror. Now, I still look the same. I just look small. In my head, I know I'm not. And that's why I said, we'll measure my arms. Like if I feel like my arms are small, we'll measure my arms. And then it turns out they're not. They're just getting bigger and bigger. I got 19-inch guns. You know what I mean? When do I stop? I don't know. Probably never. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's just what happens. It is. It's a weird thing. Amber said our school district does before and after care and tutoring in the main subjects. Michael Gillette, aren't you in this chat every single day asking how the coffee store is done? April, I want you to pay attention to his name because I don't know if it's you, but I'm pretty sure it's you that every day you ask if the store is still open. We tell you it's not. The coffee business is doing better than it ever has. We're doing great volume, but we had to close the store because we were losing money because nobody came into the store, even though we were giving it away for free. But I'm not sure if it's you that asks the same question every day, but and if it's not, I apologize, but I just hate how people are at. It's one person that asks every single day, and I got a feeling it's you. Debbie said a lot of trans people do not agree with what's going on. They are speaking out against it. I agree too, but you see the loudest proponents of this whole trans push in schools are not trans people. It's white liberal people, to be completely honest with you. You're not seeing, at these school board meetings, a bunch of trans people. Michael, you said it's not you and you won't ask again. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's like people rubbing it in that I spent all the money and then basically closing the store or trying to sublease it or something. I got to pay for the store. I can't get out of my lease. So I have to pay for it forever. But whatever it is, you live and learn. And now I have a store. I could do something else with it. But it's cheaper for me to shut it down and not have to pay the utilities than it is for me to keep it open and pay for all that stuff. So, but April said, I don't care either, but I may need bail money if I'm with my granddaughter in the bathroom and a dude walks in. See, but that's another thing because I feel the same exact way. So I can make an argument, say I'm inclusive and all that stuff. But if I had a daughter and a dude walked in a dress, even I don't care how long that dude's been wearing a dress, I would be offended and I would have choice words. You know what I mean? Because that's who I am. I want my child to be safe. I would think of it the same way as a guy walking in wearing jeans and a t-shirt into a bathroom with my daughter. When I go into the bathroom with my kids, I'm on them like a hawk, dude, because people are scummy. Do you know what I mean? People are scummy. So when you talk about the co-ed the co-ed bathroom things, I'm 100% against it because I don't even like my kids, my 12-year-old, to go into the bathroom by himself. And he's a big, strong dude. I just don't like it because I think people are evil. You know what I mean? Someone said, I know you've lived a lot of places. What are some of your favorite places you've lived? I don't know. Not here. I don't know. I don't know where the favorite place that I've ever lived is because it wasn't my favorite. I don't think I found it yet, to be honest. Where I've lived, I've visited Ireland was probably the coolest place I've ever been to, but I don't think I've lived in my favorite place yet, if that makes sense. Because I think if I was and I had been there and I had lived there, I would still live there. You know what I mean? Someone said I would flat out intervene if he comes in at me all loud and flamboyant, but posturing like a dude, he will get good. Someone said, yeah, and I understand that argument as well. Port St. Lucie was okay. No, I mean, it was nicer because there was a lot of stuff there in Port St. Lucie, but there's not a lot here, and to be honest, it's too fucking hot in Florida for me. I couldn't deal with it. But yeah, and is Live on Patrol or On Patrol Live or whichever one streams out here. I think it's Live on Patrol. Are they out? Do they stream on Saturdays or no? Does anybody know the answer to that question? I don't think they do. Maybe they do. Maybe they're already live. Wouldn't that be cool? You should measure your fat head, Steve. Fat head. Get out of here. I almost made a joke, but I didn't do it because that would have been rude. No, I know my head's normal size. This one. No, I'm just kidding. Live on Patrol was live 24 hours ago. See, I don't know if they're going to be live today. What we doing tonight? How you doing? Bob and Pat usually don't go live on Saturdays. Gotcha. Trans that trans that transitions when they were younger are now saying don't do it. Yeah, yeah. But a lot of people do that. A lot of people that have plastic surgery also regret getting plastic surgery after. And here's the thing: when you make that decision as an adult, you can remedy that decision. But when you make that decision as a child, you can't. You know what I mean? Because you don't have the common sense to make a rational choice at that point. And so you have to ask yourself that the people that are influencing that decision, what role do they play into if there's regret or remorse? Can you, here's a good question for you. And this is a question that I think everybody should ask. And maybe pass a law saying this, if someone does transition under the age of 18, then they should they decide that they want to transition back and then realize they can't, it should open up the doctors, the nurses, the anesthesiologists, the parents, the teachers, and everybody to lawsuits. And they should sign a waiver saying they feel so strongly that this is a right medical course of action for the youth that they have no problem signing something like that. Wouldn't that make sense? And how many of you guys, if doctors had to affirm that they would be willing to be sued in that malpractice insurance or whatever, would not, like, it wasn't a voluntary surgery at that point because it was a minor that can't make up their own minds. If a doctor that does that and the child then does grow up a little bit and decide that it was wrong and they were influenced by outside influences, they should be able to sue the doctor and get financial recourse. Wouldn't that be right? I think that would make sense. Someone said, too bad OP Live couldn't be restreamed with a commentary and analysis of the stops. Yeah, see, I just don't. I mean, I think I can do it on Kick, to be completely honest. And so if I got a bunch of people watching on like Kick and Rumble, then maybe I would do live. I'd probably be showing live PD at 9:00 on Kick, because can you do that? April, do you know if you can do that? Can you find out? Because maybe I'll just go live on Kick at 9:00 and just show live on Patrol and stay up with you guys drinking beer for the next 3 hours, but only on Kick. I just can't lose my platforms, but I want a platform that actually, where there's financial benefit to going there. Someone said, no way, buddy, still hurting kids, bro. Yeah, and I agree, Charles, but what if the kid, well, again, because the kids can't make up their own minds. Why do you think, didn't they raise the smoking limit to 18 because they felt like 18-year-olds, or to 21 because they felt like 18-year-olds were not mature enough to buy cigarettes and understand the health consequences of doing so? And if that's the case, wasn't it the same people that were promoting that are out here championing that sex gender reassignment surgery should be given to minors? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll be honest with you. When you try to rationalize it, and that's where I say when there's understanding and it doesn't affect me, we're not talking about kids, because I feel like that affects everybody. And an adult making a decision is a completely different thing than a kid making an uneducated decision. Because no matter how much you tell me, a 15-year-old that you talk about this kind of stuff with is never going to have a firm understanding of how it affects them as an adult until they're an adult, because you don't realize that, and everybody's experience is completely different. Does that make sense? Someone says, does the new cocoa chocolate have any preservatives? Is it all natural? Yes, it's all natural. It's just straight cocoa. It says it right on it. Yes, there's no preservatives. The mint one has got cocoa and mint oil. They're all natural, both of them. Both of our new hot chocolates are all natural. And they're fair trade and organic. So how about that? What else? Someone said the whole bathroom thing could be fixed very simply and still not cater to anyone. Single toilet, sink, mirror, and towel dispenser, and a label on the door says restroom, period. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe in co-ed restrooms either. And I've maintained that, but only, which is ironic, because the only reason I don't believe in co-ed restrooms, because I think adults can act like adults. I don't think kids. I think it's wrong, because those bathrooms are also used by kids. Unless you made a bathroom that's for adults, a bathroom for men, a bathroom for women or people that identify as that, and then a bathroom for kids. And you forbid the kids from going in the adult bathrooms, even under the, guise of, or under the watchful eyes of their parents. Does that make sense? And that'll never happen. Well, they have family restrooms in certain locations, but I don't know, dude. It's a really weird thing. I don't care who you are out there. It's a really weird thing when you try to think about it. Let's see what else is going on live. I know there was some weird stuff. Who's this guy? There's some police activity going on somewhere. RD on the scene. How come this name sounds familiar? I'm not sure who it is, but he's out there streaming something. There's tornadoes in Oklahoma. Tornado. Oh, is there a bunch of storm chasers out today? There's apparently tornadoes. Tornadoes. Oh my goodness. Man, it's so hard because I've been watching like videos nonstop about like how to put in septic systems, how to clear land. Because I'm so tempted to sell this house, take the equity, because our home value is through the roof right now, way more than we paid for it. And so I'm like so tempted to sell the house, buy land, and build a house on it. And so we don't have a mortgage. RD is in Bakersfield. RD is a Bakersfield guy. Bum, bum, bum. Debbie said, what the F? I'm banned on all platforms. Obviously not on the platform you're talking to or talking on. You've probably banned on other platforms because you did something stupid. That's usually the only reason why we ban them. Because it sounds like BG on the scene, BD on the scene. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why. He's got a lot of viewers, though. He's got 411 people, 440 people watching. And I don't even know what he's watching. You guys can see it here. I'm not playing his audio, so it's not copywritten. And plus, I'm telling you what page you can go watch him on if you want. But I think he could just be like one of the police chasers. You know what I mean? Like the police call chasers or whatever they are. Because I think he was at one earlier. It was like a cliff rescue or something like that. April, did you find out if I can live stream the OP live on Twitch, or will I get or on Kick, or will I get banned? I mean, it is commentary. Could I make an argument on a fair use? I've never used that platform. And to be honest, I'm not monetized on that platform anyway, so maybe I should just do it anyway. Take a gamble. What do you guys think? Should I just take a gamble? 9 o'clock? Just restream over there? RD is a pretty cool dude. TW knows him. Oh, he's friends with Taco Joe. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Yep. What else? Does Bakersfield Live still stream? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. Someone said, well, April, should I just take a challenge at it? Because maybe I should just give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Andy streams it sometimes. What, on Patrol Live? What, Portland Andy streams on Patrol Live? Maybe they don't care. I don't know. Because it would be cool to do a live reaction, because I find myself talking about the stops a lot anyway. But if I do try it, I'm not doing it on YouTube or Facebook for that matter. So you may want to make sure you go and follow me on you may want to follow me on Kick. Follow me on Kick. Someone said more clicks. Yeah, I don't do the show for clicks in all reality, because I would have a lot more if I did. I just don't do the show anymore. I don't really care. I kind of do the show for you guys and myself, because I got to talk about shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. That's where I'm at in life. Yes, they did 21 for smoking, but when Jim Jordan said then kids shouldn't go to war until 21, Nadler said, oh no, it's not the same. What? C.W. Jensen used to be a cop and police chief in Portland a long time ago. He was super cool. What? I don't know who that is. But let me see if there's anything else. I will do that with the Live on Patrol because what the fuck? I wonder if I can. Can I get that right here? What is it? Think. Oh, is it this one? I'm not going to remember my fucking password. Is this it? Oh. We don't recognize that Peacock password. Is it the same one as my Comcast? No. No. I bet it is this. I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't remember no shit. Stephanie, found you, Steve. Sweet. Hold on one second. I'm trying to remember the password. Oop. I got it. What do I think about Mel Gibson documentary coming out? Someone said that Kick is owned by a casino. Be careful, but a lot of video streamers say they're just building it to sell, not saying they are bad. Would love to see a platform made by streamers for streamers. Yeah, they don't. It's not going. It's in a metal koozie. I got to put something else up before I... All right, so let's see. Where is my shit? I don't fucking know. I wrote that song. It's copywritten, though. Let me see if it shows up on here. Probably won't. See? I don't think it's showing up. Law and Crime is on Peacock, too. Is it? Law and Crime is everywhere. Doesn't the guy that owned Law and Crime, isn't he the one that hosts On Patrol? I think he is, isn't he? I think so. I wonder if this will work. No, it blacks out the fucking video. How does it tell? I don't understand how it does that. So it won't let me play it, but you could hear the audio, but it won't let me play it. It blacks out the video. I don't get it. So I guess that's not going to happen. Let me try to change this and see if there is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. Right? In theory. Nope. Steve, your socks are untied and your shoes are unzipped. Also dropped your pocket. Dan Abrams, that's his name. Yeah, so it's blocking it. So I could see in my preview it's not even gonna play it, which is very odd. I don't know when that happened that it doesn't allow you to do that, because I can't even see it on this. So what if I was using this as like a multi-platform or something like that? You know what I'm saying? It does. It blocks the whole fucking thing. That is some weird shit, man. I don't know how that works, where it blocks the whole page. It's very fancy. Interesting shit. Use Firefox to play it, or it should. I mean, they're probably trying to make sure you don't do it. Do you know what I mean? But that is kind of neat. There is another way, because I could just do a raw input in, and I've done that before, but it's not set up to do it now. I need my HDMI splicer. You know? I don't think I have Firefox on this computer. I wonder, let me see if I could do it on this one. But I've never seen it do that. But doesn't Amazon do something similar too? I think I read somewhere that Amazon blocks it. So it like blocks you from being able to see it, which is weird. You know? Let me see. Let me see. I'm curious now. This piqued my interest. They usually black out the Chrome browser like Discord does with some things. It's very odd. It's very, very fancy. Technology, I tell you what. Oh, well, it's not going to work with this one. No, it does. It blocks the fucking video. That is trippy, dude. How? Technology. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. That's AI taking over. So it does it on Internet Explorer and Google Chrome. Do I have Fire? Oh, I do have Firefox. I bet it does it with Firefox too. It has to, right? I've just never seen anything like this. Because it's not really fair. If you want to provide commentary over it, you can't do it because they're blocking you from providing live commentary. And shouldn't you be able to provide live commentary? Isn't that an infringement of my First Amendment rights? I mean, just to be honest, isn't it? Just saying. All right, so let's see now. Some trippy shit, bro. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on, I'm checking. I want to see. I got it. Fuckers, you can't stop me. I knew. All right, so we're going to try this at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So if you don't follow me on Kick, you should probably do that. You should probably follow me on Kick. K-I-C-K. I put the link in the chats, all of them. Because at 9 o'clock, I'm going to go live just over there. And we'll provide live commentary for a little bit over On Patrol Live. You know what I mean? Someone said Google or YouTube coming out July 4th. What is that? The Mel Gibson one? CJTV Media said, what's up, my guy? Not much. Today's my birthday. I'm an old man. Hey, I saw you were live streaming some stupid fucking shit. Antifa was out, which was interesting. But, yeah. Yeedy on the street said, give me a wrench, April. I don't think she can do it. Only I can. And I don't think, I mean, do I need to moderate this platform or am I good? You know, is it like Rumble? Can I leave it unmoderated? You know, I don't know. Look at April. She's got the OG. I should give Yeedy the OG. Only Mr. Bill is on here too. CW has a press secretary for the Portland Police. Whenever something was big was happening, you would see him tell you what was going on. Oh, okay. You're up to 17 viewers on Kick. Yeah, I know. Now we're at 20. But if you guys are, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Rumble, you should go over to Kick. At 9 o'clock, we're just going to do a Kick stream. What the fuck? I'll stay live on Rumble too. I don't really care that much about that platform. But the Facebooks and all that, I'm going to keep that. So Rumble will stay live too. So if you'd rather watch on Rumble, just go to my Rumble channel. It's in my link tree. So if you click my link tree, which in the description of the video, you'll be able to do it. But I'm at 29 followers. I need to get to 75 followers to be able to stream 24/7. Or no, to be able to monetize my platform. So April said Kick is kind of like Rumble. Yeah, I could see that. I think it's a little bit better from my end. The live streaming side is way better than Rumble. Someone said they will copyright it. Yeah, but I'll fight a copyright because I'll be providing commentary over it. And I can provide commentary over it. I just can't like have it up playing the whole time without providing commentary. Does that make sense? There's a finesse to doing it. Diane said, happy birthday. Thank you. If you really want to wish me happy birthday, you know what you guys can do? Like for reals, you can go to my Linktree and send a birthday present if you want. Fuck, where did my chat go? Right here. Boom. Rumble's letting everybody keep all their stuff for the next year. Yeah. We're also going to do the live giveaway on Kick. So if you want to see if you want a laptop, you better get your ass over to Kick. Because, well, Kick and Rumble. All right? Because we'll see everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, and everybody on Twitch and Twitter. I didn't even know. And DLive? I didn't even know I was live on DLive. What the fuck is DLive? Anyway, we'll see all of you guys tomorrow. Make sure you go over to Kick or Rumble. All right.